Well, good morning on Monday, and as a day just like any other, I'm fascinated with human beings and our connection to one another or lack thereof, depending on who you're talking to and who you're actually communicating with, because you're either someone who feels connected to people or who doesn't. And so, I was, uh, uh, in case you don't know or haven't figured out yet, I talk a lot. But figuring out how to communicate better is one of the things I revere. It's one of the things I teach. And it's one of the things that I hold really dear to me. And the biggest problems that I've had with communication, ironically, is that I came from a motive or a place when I was younger of like, well, I'll become educated so I can learn how to speak a higher level of language, and that would connect me to more people because the education and knowledge incumbent in educational experiences and then just life experience would broaden my scope, broaden the type of people I'd meet, and I would be able to connect better. And this past weekend I was watching a training on nonprofit fundraising. I had a conversation with a highly intelligent woman, and in all of these conversations, what really resonated with me is how much people are reasoning and making things logical and trying to speak from here. Not even, I'm not saying people are consciously being like, I'm going to sound smart, but it's like there's so much communication from up here. And what fundamentally doesn't work about that is that if you don't connect up here to down here and even further down into some belly barometer, sixth sense type of place, I think there's a lot of connection being missed out on. And for example, as I was talking to this highly intelligent woman this morning, she's so cute too, because I was talking, she goes, yeah, like this thing and that thing you're talking about. I mean, it just all sounds like gobbledygook and yada yada. And I'm like, yeah, I guess it does. And then, I could seek from there and see, that's why I love honest people, because I can go, oh, all right, that's what it sounds like to you. And I need to know that. Because if you tell me what it sounds like to you, as opposed to what it sounds like in my head, I can reframe it and I can come from a different place, or I can speak a different language, because that is the beauty of the communication and coaching education that I've had, is that I can shift how I speak. I can shift the language that I'm using if in fact I want to connect to a different type of audience, because the person sitting across from me this morning was actually not my typical ideal client. She's just in a different place in her life. And so I say that because, for example, if I was having a business conversation, which I was not, it was a friendly cup of coffee, and I was speaking the wrong language, I would miss an opportunity to connect with her and to resonate, have my message and my help and my coaching resonate more deeply with her. I would have missed an opportunity because I wasn't speaking the right language, because I was busy trying to explain myself from this place of logic, right? And so I'm grateful for her saying that to me, because then we could get a little bit more into it and speak around different ideas that resonate more closely with who she is. And so that all being said, and then, back to this training I was reviewing this weekend, it was very much about, writing letters to donors, right? When you're asking people for money. And this guy was saying that, effectively people want to like put statistics like, oh, we help all these people and our impact is numbers, 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 numbers. And he goes, people don't give money to numbers. They give money to a story. They give money to the idea that like what they're going to donate, whether it's time or money or what have you, mostly money in this case, is going to impact, is going to help somebody. And we really, I think most people that I know, even if it's just, I want to impact one person, people want their life to mean something, like feel like, well, I lived and I impacted one person, or I impacted my family or my children or the place that I worked and made it better. Right? There's nothing worse than being in a dead-end job. And there are people listening right now who are like, oh, I have this job. It's great. I make like great money, but you're miserable because you're not making any kind of impact. And it's really frustrating because the human spirit needs impact. So that being said, are you speaking the right language? Not only to other people that you want to resonate with and maybe make an impact, but in your life in general. Are people hearing you because you are speaking a language that they can understand, because you're coming from your own heart and your mind is attached to your heart? Okay, so some things to think about. And I'm also going to be promoting this week. I'm going to start a promotion on Friday, Black Friday, for Why is Everyone on Vacation But Me? How your perfectionism is stealing your joy. I'm going to do a masterclass the first week in December. So heads up, be looking for more information about that and how to join the masterclass one of those days in December. I'll be talking a lot about the tools that I use and the tools that I teach to maintain calm, to avoid resentment, to not allow people who like, oh, I'm doing the work. Why isn't anybody else doing the work? Or what's wrong with them? Stop allowing my mind to go there so I can be self-righteous and miserable. And then everybody else takes a vacation and I'm working because I'm the only one who can do it, right? I know there's people listening to this that can relate to that. So I'm going to be promoting this masterclass, which will take place in December, starting Friday. So look out for Why is Everyone on Vacation But Me? How your perfectionism is ruining your life. Ciao. Thanks for spending time.